Good afternoon, villagers. How are things there? Mama Mouse, how are you doing? Mike Wheeler, I guess you're in the stream as well. And I see Doug is at the helm as well. Thank you, Doug, for taking care of everyone in the chat while I am here at work and about to do this Paper Scissors Vacations. Thank you for being here. Captain Akron, good to see you. And Pam's fam, wonderful. I'm Arnie, you're watching Pepper Tree Villa. This is the Daily Dose of Disney, and let's get a little privacy here. I've got the window open, so let me close this. There we go. There, now people won't be staring at us. Okay, everyone. It is October 15th, 2019. This is your Daily Dose of Disney. It is 71 days until Christmas. And I didn't have much in the news today. I saw that there are some new menu items coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at California, at Disneyland. There's some new things. They've also decided to go ahead and put out some more information about Disney Plus. If you have not seen it yet, there is Rob Fuzz. Good to see you. If you have not seen it yet, Disney has put out a 3-hour video about Disney Plus. Trix, good to have you here. Thanks for joining. That particular video highlights pretty much everything that's going to be on Disney Plus when it launches next month on November 12th. So if you've got 3 hours to spare, go take a look. There's lots of stuff there. But the interesting thing, yeah, it's about 3.5 hours, Rob. You're right. The interesting thing about it is that they didn't have sound with it. It was all, for some reason, they just put music for the background. Very generic music to describe everything. I'm not sure why they did that. So anyway, well, you know, my camera is moving on me again. I guess it's putting me center stage here. Okay, that's fine. Matt, thank you for joining. Lil Darlin, good to have you here. And Keystone, good to see you. So here is your Daily Dose of Disney for October 15th, 2019. Let's go back to 1923. On October 15th, 1923, Walt Disney, who is now living in California, received a telegram from a woman named Margaret Winkler. She offered him $1,500 for the first 6 of his Alice comedies. She's also known as M.J. Winkler. She's the first woman to produce and distribute animated films. That's pretty significant. So Walt rushed over to the hospital where his brother actually was recovering. The research that I found had him recovering from tuberculosis. Oh, Dougie and Jeff, good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Very interesting. I did not know that Roy had tuberculosis at that time. So he told him the good news, and miraculously, Roy walked out of the hospital the next day. So I guess he didn't have any recurrence of tuberculosis at that time. So let's move forward. 1937. If you happen to see my tweet or my post on Instagram today, it was a picture of Mickey Mouse cleaning a clock. And that's because on this day, the Mickey Mouse short Clock Cleaners was released. Of course, that's the one with Mickey, Donald, and yeah, TB. Can you believe that? I had no idea. I did not realize that his brother Roy had tuberculosis. So Mickey, Donald, and Goofy find themselves above the city skyline, washing and cleaning a giant clock in a tower. Okay. By the way, before I go on, I wanted to let you know, you may have seen it in the news, there was an earthquake last night here in the Bay Area. It was on the Richter scale, it was 4.5, and Doug and I are about, as the crow flies, probably about 9-10 miles from that place, and we're okay. We are okay. Everything was fine. The only casualty that I personally experienced was something that I had at my office. It fell off the top shelf, off of a bookcase. It's a stuffed panda from Panda Express. It fell onto the floor. So he's okay. I think he's no worse for the wear, and we are certainly fine. I did not see any cracks or anything, no broken ornaments from the Christmas forest, nothing like that. So everything was fine. Okay, let me get back started here with the news. I just thought I'd let you know what was going on there. 1943. Now, a lot of people have poo-pooed the fact that Walt Disney did not want to do sequels, that kind of thing. I've heard that rumor before. I've heard things that he didn't want to push advertising and so forth. None of it's true. These are just personal feelings that people had. Because on this one, there was a Disney short that was released, Figaro and Cleo. Now, this is the first appearance of the kitten and goldfish since their debut in the 1940 animated feature Pinocchio. So he reused characters for things like that for sequels of some types. And as far as advertising, I once read and saw pictures of a Snow White washing machine from an appliance company. So yeah, Walt, if they gave him money for his characters and things, he would say, yeah, sure, give me money. Hey, Noah and Phantasmic Chronicles, thanks for joining. 1971, of course, October 1971, the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World and the two resorts and Fort Wilderness, they were all open at that time. But on this particular day, a specific magazine was released, and you've probably seen that picture, but it's Life magazine. It was a very prominent publication because everyone was interested to see what was happening at Florida. So it went in and gave an in-depth article about the new resort that had just opened in Florida, and it included a pull-out poster. And believe it or not, the poster was sponsored by Eastern Airlines. So if you've never heard of Eastern Airlines, they used to be a sponsor of Walt Disney World. Wow. Okay, 1996. Here's an interesting story. The Main Street Electrical Parade at Disneyland was to give its quote-unquote final performance. Now, October 15th was the scheduled day. I'm pretty intimate with this particular information because I lived 10 minutes from Disneyland in the mid-90s. So I was there for that supposed final performance. Just a few nights before they had done, I forget what the exact date was. Ben has a jean jacket. I'll have to show that sometime during show and tell. There's a denim jacket that Ben bought, and Mickey is looking at an electric plug plugged into the wall, and he's contemplating pulling the plug. Because the Main Street Electrical Parade was supposed to glow away on October 15th. Turned out to be so popular that they could not stop it at that point. They had to go another, probably another 40 days or so. It finally went away on November 25th. And Ben and I were there. They gave 2 performances every night, and that particular night, it went as usual. It starts at Small World and then goes down to Main Street. And then for the second performance, it goes from Main Street up to Small World. Well, Ben and I decided to go ahead and sit right there in Small World Mall in front of It's a Small World to watch the Main Street Electrical Parade's last performance. And it did. And they had this weird effect as the fence closed. They had like this puff of smoke as if it was disappearing into a cloud of smoke of some type. And then some of the smokers there in the crowd took out their lighters and they lit them as if asking for an encore, while other people were singing, na, 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 hey, hey, goodbye. Yeah, so that went on for about 5-10 minutes, and then people realized, yeah, you know what? It's definitely not going to come back. This is the last performance, supposedly, of the Main Street Electrical Parade. So, of course, it came back to California Adventure in 2001, and then back to Disneyland last year, 2 years ago, 2017. And then they brought back Paint the Night. And of course, the Main Street Electrical Parade, we were there on September 30th, Doug and I were, when they did the last performance. And that was why the park was so crowded the last day that we were there. Oh, hello, Happy Lux. How is Luxembourg today? Hope you're having a good day over in Europe. Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you. So that was the Main Street Electrical Parade. 1997, on this day, in New York City, previews began for Disney's latest live Broadway show, The Lion King. And the Times Square Disney store at that time, which was connected to the New Amsterdam Theater, was filled with Lion King merchandise. I never saw, you saw the Electrical Parade when you were in California Adventure in 2008. Mike, very good. Oh, Disney Your Dream, I did not see you join. Good to have you. Yeah, you know, the Lion King. I did not see it on Broadway, but Doug and I saw a performance of it at the Pantages Theater in Los Angeles, and then I saw it twice in San Francisco. Both times, I was just absolutely blown away. Todd Hall, peekaboo. Thank you. Thanks for joining, Todd. Good to have you here. So that was on this day in 1997. In 2010, a Disney legend. His name is Dave Smith. Now, have you ever heard of Dave Smith? I know I have. What I'm doing here is what Dave Smith excelled at, history. He was in charge of the Disney archives. And on this final day of work at the Burbank studio, he went, this was his last day in 2010. And he actually started at the Disney company. He was approached by Walt Disney's family themselves, including Roy, his brother, 4 years after Walt's death in 1966. So in 1970, they approached Dave Smith to start preserving the history of the Walt Disney Company. So he worked for them for 40 years. Tracy G, thanks for joining. Good to have you here. Yeah, Dave Smith was the archivist for the Walt Disney Company for 40 years. That is awesome. Okay, Rob, you just asked me a question. How am I feeling after last night's stream? Well, between last night's stream and the earthquake, I was a little shaken up. But we managed to finally get to sleep probably around midnight. The earthquake had happened just a little after 10:30. So, yeah, I think the earthquake moved because of the show that we did last night. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. 2013. I survived the Great Pumpkin Spice eating shenanigans last night. Yes, Doug did. He did. Although just barely. 2013, to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Walt Disney World's version of Fantasmic at Disney Hollywood Studios, that park became the first park in Florida to add this little thing called Glow with the Show. Now, if you don't know what those are specific mouse ears. They just sit right here like a beanie, but these ones are electric. They actually are battery operated, and they glow in conjunction with the show. So if there's something that's happening on stage, they are in sync with it. So I have some pumpkin spice cookies. Want one? Thank you, Lena. We actually might bake something ourselves. You know, it's time to bake some pumpkin spice latte cupcakes. That's going to be a video that's going to be coming soon. So pay attention, and we'll give you the recipe for that as well. Well, that's it for the history portion. Let me tell you about what's happening tonight. First off, I'd like to thank my support channels, D&G Explorers and Two Real Geeks. They've been very supportive of our channel and help us out every chance they get. Rob Fuzz has also been very supportive as well. Rob, thank you so much for being here today too. And someone told me that Rob might be going live tonight, and I think that's probably going to be maybe around 7 p.m. my time, maybe 10 p.m. on the East Coast. Is that true, Rob? Are you going live tonight? Say it so. Okay, there it is, everyone. 10 Eastern. Rob is going to be going live tonight, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So, yes. And there might be some people joining him too. So, yeah, hope you can join me. Let's think about that, Rob. Maybe so. I'd like that. Tonight on the Disney YouTube network, the YouTube network is coordinated by Dean at theliveplace.com. Dean has over 70 channels that he advertises on his website. Please give it a look, theliveplace.com. You don't want to miss that because he has all the channels advertised, and you can get your hit of Disney and family information. Marshmallow Man, thanks for joining. And Danny, good to have you here. Danny with Two Real Geeks is one of our support channels too. So tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, More Sunshine Please. Jim with More Sunshine Please will be doing his regular weekly show. And just after that follows Mouse Talk with Walt at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then at 9, we also have A Disney Life for Me with Miguel and Daniela. They usually do the Disney comparison on Tuesday night. Also tonight, Mike Riley's going to be doing a show. Michael Riley. He's got his show at 8:30 p.m., 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. He was going to be doing some kind of a Minecraft stream, but he's having some technical difficulties. I hope it works out. That would be great to have him joining the channel lineup tonight as well. And then at 10 p.m., one more time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, we have a mega hangout with Rob Fuzz. Rob Fuzz is always entertaining, always great laughs. You don't want to miss that one. That's Rob Fuzz tonight at 10 p.m. You're very welcome, Rob. Always happy to help out with pushing all of our channels here at the Disney YouTube Network. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot happening tonight on the YouTube Network, just like there's a lot that happened on this day in Disney history. Really appreciate all the time that you spent with me this afternoon, and actually now early evening for you on the East Coast. In the meantime, I've got to go back and check out what's going on at my desk. Get ready for some higher gas prices here in California, as we've just had a refinery explosion here in the Bay Area, and there's a nice fire going on over there. So yay, higher gas prices for us in California yet again. Not a surprise. Everyone, thank you so much for joining today. We love hanging out with our village. And Doug, thank you also. Thank you for being there. It's always great to have you there to support. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Have a magical evening. And everyone, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye, everyone.